Hey guys, this is undercoverdudes all the way from Down Under, and today I'm going to be telling you guys the top 5 best browser-based first-person shooters. Now, taking in the number 5 spot is CRUCIBLE. Now, this game is extremely basic and is by far the most generic first-person shooter experience of these 5 games I'm going to be talking about today. It has solid gameplay, the guns work how they should, you run how you should. When you jump, you feel like an astronaut, but that's just a little bit of a downfall. Overall, everything is solid about this game, but nothing stands out. The maps are generally bland and just rips off other first-person shooters, but they emulate it well to an extent. Overall, this game does everything okay, but nothing really great. If you just want to hop on and have a game, this game is absolutely perfect if you have a really bad computer. Coming in at number 4, we've got Counter-Strike Portable, and this game emulates a Counter-Strike style into an extremely easy to run first-person shooter. The graphics demand is low, and it's nothing compared to that of Go and Counter-Strike Source, but the graphics are on par to that of 1.6. Even better depending on how high you run your settings. The gameplay is smooth and it keeps to the Counter-Strike feel, with all the guns feeling true to their 1.6 variants. The maps are diverse and can be made by users, with classics like DDoS 2 and Office being remade, along with modified versions like DDoS 2 being turned into a snow map. There are also a nice variety of modes, including zombies, team deathmatch, and normal deathmatch, and you can also play with bots as well if you don't want to hop onto the multiplayer, which is kind of infested with hackers and lag, so I would suggest just sticking the bots. That's what you see in the gameplay right now. Overall, this game is absolutely perfect if you adore Counter-Strike. If you want to hop on and play some 1.6 in your browser, then this is the closest you're going to go and get. Coming in at number 3 is Be Gone, and this is by far the most quote-unquote realistic first-person shooter in this list. Graphics are absolutely fantastic for a web-based game, which translates to fantastic maps. They look really nice. And saying that, the actual function of the maps and how they actually work is really good as well. They're not too complex. Obviously, you don't want to have some really big maps for a browser game, but they do really well to make it slightly interesting. Gameplay feels closest to that of Battlefield and the like, and it only has a round-based team deathmatch mode, so when you die, you respawn in the next round. And you buy your weapons with money you get for kills, like Counter-Strike. And with that, you can not only buy your weapons, but you can actually go and customize it in-game, and that is really cool. Like, you can go and put a scope on your sniper rifle, or you can just run it with iron sights if you want. You can go and change up the game as you play, and that is really cool. Be wary that there is only American and European servers, so if you're Australian like me, you're going to get a ton of lag. You can still play and get some kills, but it's going to feel a bit clunky trying to go and kill people, especially with the movement not being especially smooth with a really bad connection. Now, coming in at number 2 is Contract Wars, and this is the most Call of Duty-like shooter. It has super fast-paced action with an emphasis on close-range combat, which is personally my favourite. Maps are generic and have been done before, but they do it actually really well in this game, with the maps feeling alive to an extent. Tons of detail in the smallest little things, and cramming that out of the Unity engine into a browser game has to be applauded. Now, along with that, there is a variety of modes and weapons. However, tons of time is needed to go and be put into the game in order to go and unlock these weapons. Unlike the other 3 games discussed, you can just hop in and play. I do have to say there is an element of pay to win. You can buy your way to using better guns, but using the default gun as shown by the gameplay, it's literally as you hop in, this is the gun you get. You can still win games with that. I was mowing down people and having a really fun time. But the flip side of this is that there is a rank system. You continually go and rank up and unlock new weapons. And you can go and play with all these different type of stuff and try to go and get an advantage over your enemies. And saying that, you can go and play in different maps, you can play in different modes, you can go and use all this different type of stuff. You can go and customize your character. This game is like a AAA shooter put into a browser game, and that is just the future for free-to-play browser games in my opinion. It does it really well. It's been here for quite a long time, so Contract Wars definitely gives a big thumb up from me. But coming in at number 1 is Ballistic. Now, this is the true AAA first-person shooter experience in a Facebook game. The graphics are equivalent to the standard for consoles and even PC to an extent. Absolutely gorgeous. The graphics are mind-blowing, especially, as I said before, from a Facebook game. This leads onto the maps being of extremely high visual quality, along with them functioning extremely well. Now, I say that because there are safe zones where you can't be killed, where you just go and you can just go and sit in the safe zone and survive the whole game if you want. But you really don't want to go and do that. Games like Team Fortress 2, there's generally only one way to go and get out of the safe zone. But this game, there is multiple ways to go and get out. So you're not going to be spawn locked into one little tiny area and just get mowed down. Generally, you can go and break a spawn camp very, very, very easily. Now, the gameplay is amazing. Shots that connect show how much damage have been dealt. So you can go and see your bullets actually going and making a difference into that person's body. You can go and see them being shot up, and that's just something really, really satisfying. The player movement is fantastic. The sprint mechanic shows how much sprint there is left on screen, but not in the bottom left hand corner, right under your cursor, but it's not really distracting in a way. When you stop sprinting, it goes away, so you know exactly how much sprint you have left, and so you can keep your eyes on the action. The guns feel extremely satisfying, and they are really, really, really fun to go and use. However, this is by far the most pay-to-win game of the list. Using the basic weapon is impossible, so you have to go and hire some better guns. You can do that using the in-game currency, but even that, if you just pay your way, if you put like drop $5-10, you can go and get dual submachine guns which can kill you in like an instant. So hopefully you don't go and get matched up with those people. If you just start into the game, generally you're matched up with people of your skill level and your rank, and so generally those low rankers wouldn't really have these really OP guns to go and mow you down with. However, when you go and rank up more and more, you'll get the tools to go and deal with these people using these really good weapons. This is by far the best game on this list, and rivals even first-person shooters that you have to download a couple gig for to go and run through Steam. I have to say, if you want a AAA experience from a browser first-person shooter, you can theoretically run on your grandma's computer if you drop the graphics low enough, then this game is definitely for you. The graphics at its maximum rivals AAA, along with the gameplay, along with the maps, along with the whole interface. This game is the true AAA browser experience. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from down under.